What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioS3 Raw TV. Today I want to talk about something about, more BCAA talk. And what I really want is to get the information out there, the truth out there about BCAAs, and how powerful they can actually be for converting to glucose for energy. I think a lot of people, some of the things I've said throughout the years, they were like, oh, Jerry, it's not that big of a deal. Like the conversion of branched chains to the glucose, they think everything's not a big deal. They just brush it off. But I kind of want to go through this with you guys. So just to give you guys an idea of how powerful the BCAAs can be as far as producing energy, which is what they are basically used for, okay? Not recovery, not muscle building, producing energy, okay? Now, over the years, we've seen a lot of things. When I say we, I mean everybody, as far as, your cousins, your mother, your brother, your grandfather, cancer. Many people get cancer that, I don't know anybody who hasn't been just completely fucked up from cancer at some point in their family. Somebody has it. But, when I was a kid, there were cancer treatments. They didn't really talk much about diet controlling cancer, right? Well, they found some interesting stuff in studies because cancer uses glucose as a form of food or energy to survive. So if you can restrict glucose, what's going to happen is the cancer, theoretically, is going to starve. It's going to die, right? Well, it can't die, but it'll stop progressing. So Fred Hatfield, who actually certified me in my first certification for the ISSA, got cancer. And I remember that he just went straight to keto, okay, the keto diet, which is no carbohydrates, very, very moderate to low protein. This is the traditional keto with high fats. He went on the keto diet based on the research about keto and cancer. Now, when, I had heard about his cancer not being in remission, but it just stopped, like dead in its tracks. Like it wasn't progressing like it was. It was an aggressive cancer and it stopped progressing. I was like, well, this is fucking awesome. That keto diet, and I had read the research on it and they were like, yeah, keto, really helps with cancer and it stops cancer. Never said it made cancer go away, right? But it stops cancer. And then Fred Hatfield died. He died of complications to cancer. The cancer became aggressive again. So I was like, well, what changed? Did he go back to eating carbohydrates? How did the cancer itself adapt? Because as of now, cancer doesn't really find another source of fuel. It still uses glucose. So that was the theory most scientists and doctors had. As long as we starve it of glucose, it'll stay put and it won't progress any longer. And they fear eventually that cancer will mutate. It'll be able to mutate and use fats or like vitamin C for who the fuck knows what else it'll be able to use if it mutates into something that finds another source of fuel. So when I heard that he died, I was like, I don't understand what happened. And they didn't really say, okay? So over time, they didn't say anything about the diet, anything about the cancer relating to diet, like he changed his diet and that made it worse, nothing like that. So I've been doing more and more research, more and more looking into branched chain amino acids and what other roles they have besides energy production and, how they work and different things that I think the average bodybuilder or consumer probably wouldn't even give a fuck about. But I'm just curious. I'm just really curious as to this interesting in-your-face supplement that's on the market. And there's so many other uses for it besides building muscle, which it doesn't do. So I came upon some research and some studies, and it fucking stopped me dead in my tracks. I was like, fuck, this is exactly what I've been looking for, not just for the cancer stuff, but to actually be able to prove a point about how powerful the BCAAs are converting to glycogen, giving you energy. So on average, your body converts, I'm talking about the branched chain amino acids that you're taking in or, let's say you're losing muscle for energy. It's tearing down muscle tissue for energy. It's tearing down branched chain amino acids and using those for energy. And it's roughly, in the research paper said, 6 to 7% gets oxidized, right? 6 to 7% in a healthy individual, training individual, et cetera, et cetera. They found individuals with cancer who stopped training, who did not work out with weights or anything, 25% oxidative rate. So I was like, what the fuck? Why is the body tearing down so much more? It's not even doing that activity. Like the guy's at rest. The cancer needs glucose. And as the cancer starts eating up the glucose, if you go on a keto diet, the cancer will actually trigger your body into tearing down muscle tissue at a greater rate to get those fucking aminos, to turn them into glycogen to use for fuel. The cancer has actually found a way around the BCAAs that would already be in the blood from food that you're eating. The BCAAs from the glycogen and stuff that's been in your food, your body from the food that you're eating and stuff. It's found a way around when you take that glucose out it's found a way around it. And what it does is literally oxidize 3 to 4 times the regular amount, 3 to 4 times the amount of a regular, trained person who doesn't have cancer. So when the body goes into a state of disease, it burns a fuck ton more calories. All the bodily systems are fighting infections. It doesn't matter what the disease is. But anybody who's ever been really sick, like I had the flu a few weeks ago, that was just a sickness. And I dropped 16 pounds. And a lot of people say, well, Jerry, it's just water. Trust me, the muscle mass comes off very quickly. I didn't eat for about a day and a half. Even though you're sitting there, your body's constantly trying to burn energy at an accelerated rate, and it will tear down muscle tissue and fast. I mean, even if you're on steroids, I think it'll tear it down to a certain point, but not as much as if you were a natural person. Now, why am I talking about all this? Because the BCAAs being changed into glucose is such an efficient form of energy that cancer will absolutely prefer that over just sitting around waiting for more glucose. It literally will take the muscle tissue, break it down, turn it into glucose from the BCAAs, and then use that as energy. So if cancer would do that in a cancer patient, in the healthy individual who's taking scoops of BCAAs during their workout, during the day, if you're drinking that shit all day long, your body, it's a healthy body, is converting those amino acids into glucose. And your body is using those amino acids that are turned into glucose as energy. This is not bro science, it's actual science. And I know people are like, oh, Jerry, bro science. Maybe the way I speak is very bro. The way I present myself is very bro. But the principles, if you look them up and take the time to look them up yourself, you'll see I'm right. Just because the way that I come across isn't the typical fucking person with the clipboard and the fucking glasses and the lab coat, doesn't mean I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And I don't think many bodybuilders and fucking people in the fitness industry in general were looking any kind of fucking link for branched chain amino acids and anything else other than fucking muscle growth. So that makes me kind of step back and go, who are you guys to be telling me I'm wrong when you haven't even fucking looked yet? You haven't looked into jack fucking shit and you're telling me I'm wrong? Go look, because the information's there. So hopefully you guys understand now that these branched chain amino acids, they're not just amino acids that help you build muscle and fucking make you strong and turn you into a monster. They're an efficient energy source that your body would prefer to use before body fat, which is why your body spares muscle tissue while using branched chain amino acids. BioStrengthTraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biostrength.com is the blog. It's the BCAAs, our fucking shit bicep, and we are out.